Good morning. You must be Mr. Truman. Please, come in.
Good morning. Yes, I am Herr Truman. Thank you for having me.
Not at all. I'm Natalie Wood, the Director of Rooms. It's a pleasure to meet you. Please, have a seat and make yourself comfortable. Did you have a pleasant journey to the hotel this morning?
The pleasure is mine, Miss Wood. Yes, the traffic was surprisingly light, so it was a smooth drive. Your location is very accessible.
I am glad to hear that. So, to begin, I have your resume right here, but I would love to hear directly from you. Could you please introduce yourself and give me a brief overview of your professional and educational background?
Certainly, Miss Wood. I hold a bachelor's degree in hospitality management from the Swiss Hotel School, and I have dedicated the last 9 years to the luxury hospitality sector. I began my career as a room attendant at the Ritz-Carlton to truly understand the foundations of cleanliness, and over the years, I was promoted to floor supervisor and then to assistant housekeeping manager at the St. Regis. In my most recent role, I managed a team of over 40 staff members, overseeing all quality control, budgeting, and training. I have built my career on the principle that impeccable housekeeping is the silent voice of a hotel's luxury, and I am passionate about bringing that voice to the Marriott brand.
That is a very impressive and well-rounded trajectory, Harry. It is rare to find candidates who have worked their way up from the floor level, as that gives you a unique perspective and credibility with the team. Your experience at the St. Regis, especially, speaks volumes about your ability to handle high guest expectations.
Thank you, Miss Wood. I believe those years on the floor taught me the most about the realities of the job and how to lead with empathy.
Absolutely. Now, building on that experience, let's dive a little deeper into the specific responsibilities of this role at the Marriott. In your own words, what do you see as the most important duty of a housekeeping manager in a five-star hotel like ours?
For me, the most important duty is ensuring every single guest feels the luxury of a perfectly clean and comfortable environment. It's more than just cleaning. It's about creating a feeling of flawless comfort and safety. This means leading the team to be so detail-oriented that a guest never has to ask for anything because we've anticipated their needs.
Excellent point. Let's talk about daily operations. How would you plan and organize the daily workflow for a large team?
I believe in starting with data. I would first review the occupancy report for the day, note any VIP arrivals or special requests, and check for checkout rooms that need deep cleaning. Then, I'd hold a quick morning briefing with the supervisors to assign zones and special tasks. The key is matching the right staff to the right task. Our most experienced attendants for VIP rooms, for example, to ensure both efficiency and quality.
How would you ensure that the cleaning in all areas, from guest rooms to the lobby, meets Marriott's five-star standards?
Through a rigorous and consistent inspection system. I believe in leading by example. I would conduct daily inspections myself, but I would also empower my supervisors and floor supervisors to do the same. We would use a checklist based on Marriott's brand standards. It's not just about finding faults, but about coaching the team on the spot. If I see a smudge on a mirror, I show the attendant the right technique to make it sparkle. This turns an inspection into a training moment.
Speaking of the team, how would you describe your leadership style when managing a diverse group of housekeeping staff?
I believe in a respectful and supportive style. Housekeeping is hard work, so I want my team to feel valued. I lead by example. I'm not afraid to help turn over rooms during a busy checkout or grab a mop if there's a spill. I also believe in open communication, recognizing good work publicly, and providing clear, constructive feedback privately.
What steps would you take to train a new room attendant to ensure they understand our luxury standards?
I would start with a structured onboarding program. First, a classroom session on our standards, safety, and the Marriott brand. Then, a hands-on buddy system where they shadow one of my best senior attendants for a few days. Finally, I would work alongside them myself for a few rooms, showing them the finer details, like the perfect hospital corners on the sheets, or the exact way to arrange the bathroom amenities. Training doesn't stop after the first week. It's continuous.
How would you handle a situation where a staff member is consistently underperforming or not following procedures?
I would follow a fair but firm process. First, I'd have a private, one-on-one conversation to understand if there's an underlying issue. Maybe they need more training or are having personal problems. I would clearly explain the gap in their performance and what good looks like, setting a clear timeline for improvement. I'd document this conversation. If there's no improvement, we would move to a formal written warning. My goal is always to help them succeed, but the team's standards and guest satisfaction cannot be compromised.
How would you motivate your team during a very busy period, like a holiday weekend, when the hotel is fully booked?
First, by being present and working alongside them. I'd make sure they know I appreciate the extra effort. Secondly, with practical support like ordering in a nice lunch or providing snacks and cold water on the floors. I'd also ensure the schedule is as fair as possible and recognize those who go above and beyond, perhaps with a start of the month program or a simple, sincere thank you note. Feeling appreciated is a huge motivator.
Managing inventory and supplies is a key responsibility. How would you control the costs of linens and cleaning supplies without affecting quality?
It's all about smart management, not cutting corners. I would implement a strict par-level system for linens to ensure we have enough but not too much. I'd also track usage data to identify any unusual spikes, which could indicate waste or theft, and investigate. For chemicals, I'm a strong believer in using dosing systems. They ensure staff use the exact right amount of product, which is both cost-effective and better for the environment.
Can you give me an example of a cost-saving idea you have implemented in the past?
In my previous role, I noticed we were sending slightly stained towels to the laundry, which would come back still stained, and we'd eventually throw them away. I suggested we cut the most badly stained ones into high-quality cleaning rags for our deep cleaning team. This saved us money on buying separate rags and extended the life of our linen. It was a small change, but it added up over the year.
How would you go about creating the annual housekeeping budget?
I would start by reviewing the previous year's expenses and occupancy rates. Then, I'd look at the forecast for the upcoming year. I'd work with my supervisors to understand their needs for new equipment or training. I'd also get quotes from our current suppliers and maybe research new ones to ensure we're getting the best price. The goal is to create a realistic budget that supports our high standards while being responsible with the hotel's resources.
The housekeeping department doesn't work alone. How would you coordinate with the front desk to ensure early check-ins or special requests are handled smoothly?
Communication is everything. I would have a brief meeting every morning with the front desk manager to go over the day's VIPs, group arrivals, and any special requests. We'd also set up a simple communication system, like a dedicated messaging group, for real-time updates. If the front desk knows a room is ready 30 minutes early, they can make a guest stay. It's a team effort to create a great guest experience.
What about with the maintenance department? How would you handle a recurring issue like a leaking faucet in a guest room?
I would set up a clear and easy system for reporting maintenance issues. For a recurring issue, I'd make sure it's not just reported once, but followed up on. I'd talk directly to the chief engineer to explain the impact on the guest experience. We'd work together to find a permanent solution. If it's a faulty part, we'd make sure it's ordered and tracked when the repair is scheduled. A good relationship with maintenance is critical for a smooth-running hotel.
Safety is paramount. How would you ensure your team follows all health and safety regulations, especially regarding hazardous materials?
Safety is non-negotiable. It starts with initial training on material safety data sheets, MSDS, and the proper use of personal protective equipment, PPE, like gloves. But training isn't enough. I would conduct regular and announced spot checks to make sure staff are wearing their PPE and using chemicals correctly. I'd also hold monthly safety briefings to reinforce the importance of procedures and discuss any new risks. A safe team is an effective team.
Imagine a guest reports a bed bug in their room. What is your immediate response?
First, I would assure the guest that we take this very seriously and apologize for the experience. I would immediately move them to another room far away and comp some amenities. Then, I would follow our established protocol, isolate the affected room and the rooms next to it, and immediately contact our licensed pest control partner for an inspection and treatment. I would also ensure my team is trained to recognize the signs of pests so we can be proactive. Guest safety and our reputation depend on a swift and professional response.
Tell me about a time you had to handle a difficult guest complaint related to cleanliness.
Once, a guest called to say their room wasn't clean to their satisfaction while they were out. They were very upset. Instead of making excuses, I apologized sincerely and asked if I could go to the room with them right then to see the issue myself. I listened to their concerns, and then I personally recleaned the room with them there, asking if each detail was to their liking. By the end, they were satisfied. I also offered a complimentary dinner. They left happy, and it turned a negative into a positive because they felt heard and valued.
How would you handle a sudden staff shortage on a very busy day? For example, 2 attendants call in sick.
I wouldn't panic. First, I'd look at the schedule to see if anyone is on call or if a supervisor can help with room inspections to free up a floor supervisor to clean. I would also step in and clean rooms myself. My priority is to cover the checkout rooms first so new guests can check in. I'd communicate honestly with the front desk about any potential delays. The key is to be flexible, lead from the front, and prioritize tasks to minimize the impact on our guests.
What do you think is the most important skill for a housekeeping manager to have?
I believe it's attention to detail, but not just for its own sake. It's a detail-oriented mindset combined with the ability to see things from a guest's perspective. It's noticing that a lampshade seam should face the wall, or that a pillow is slightly flat. It's about creating a perfect, seamless experience where a guest may not even notice what you've done, but they feel the result, a sense of peace and luxury.
Are you familiar with different types of flooring and their specific cleaning requirements, like marble, hardwood, and high-end carpet?
Yes, absolutely. In a 5-star hotel, this is crucial. For example, I know that marble needs pH-neutral cleaners to avoid etching, and hardwood needs minimal moisture and specific polishing techniques. I also understand the importance of proper vacuuming and regular deep cleaning for luxury carpets to maintain their appearance and lifespan. I would ensure my team is trained on the specific needs of each surface.
How do you stay updated on the latest cleaning technologies, products, and industry best practices?
I make it a point to read industry publications and websites. I also talk to our suppliers. They are often the first to know about new, more effective, or more eco-friendly products. I believe in continuous learning and would encourage my team to share any new techniques they discover as well.
The housekeeping role can be very demanding. What keeps you motivated and passionate about it?
Honestly, it's the immediate and visible impact of my work. I love the feeling of walking through the lobby in the morning and seeing it sparkling clean, or knowing that we've helped a guest celebrate a special occasion with a perfectly prepared room. It's a behind-the-scenes role, but we are the ones who truly create the home away from home feeling for our guests. That's incredibly rewarding.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
My goal is to become an expert in luxury hotel operations. In 5 years, I hope to be excelling as a housekeeping manager here at the Marriott, known for running an efficient, happy, and detail-focused department. I would also love the opportunity to mentor and develop future leaders within the team, contributing to the hotel's long-term success.
Well, Harry, you have answered all my questions very thoroughly. I have a very clear picture of your capabilities, and I must say, I am impressed by your strategic approach to leadership. Before we wrap up, this is your opportunity. Do you have any questions for me about the role, the team, or the hotel's future direction?
Thank you, Miss Wood. I do have one question, if you don't mind. You have shared a lot about the operational expectations today, which are very clear. From your perspective as Director of Rooms, what is the one quality or achievement you hope the new housekeeping manager will bring to the team in the first 6 months to make you feel it was the right hire?
Now, that is a fantastic question. It shows you are already thinking about how to integrate and contribute. My answer would be this: technical skill we can refine, but what I am looking for is a unifying presence. The housekeeping team here is hardworking, but they have been through a lot of change recently. The quality I want to see is someone who can come in, stabilize the morale, and rebuild trust between the management and the floor staff. If, in 6 months, I walk into the department and see the team laughing together during the briefing, and I see you on the floor coaching rather than just inspecting, I will know we made the right choice. The numbers will follow when the culture is right.
Thank you, Miss Wood. That means a great deal to me. I completely agree that a happy team delivers a happy guest. In my previous role, I focused heavily on that unifying presence you mentioned, making sure the team knows the manager is their partner, not just their supervisor. If given the opportunity, building that culture of trust and excellence here would be my absolute priority.
Excellent. That is exactly the mindset we need. Carrie, it has been a genuine pleasure meeting you today. Our conversation has been insightful, and your passion for the industry is truly evident. We still have a couple of final interviews to conduct this week, but your candidacy is certainly very strong. You can expect to hear back from our HR department by early next week regarding the next steps.
Thank you, Miss Wood. I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me today. I enjoyed our conversation very much, and I admire the vision you have for the team. Regardless of the outcome, this has been a wonderful experience. I hope to hear from you soon.
You are very welcome. I hope so too. Do you remember the way back to the lobby, or shall I have someone walk you out?
I remember, thank you. I saw the signs on the way in. I will find my way.
Perfect. Have a safe trip back, Harry. Take care.
Thank you, Miss Wood. You take care as well. Goodbye.
Goodbye.